Greetings. Today I am taking on another art challenge. Can I make art with dollar store art supplies? I have only $5 to spend. What will I find? What can I make with it? Let's find out. Onward to shopping! Hi, I'm Elsie, author, artist, and all-around drama queen. Today I'm going to be facing another art challenge. I have given myself a $5 budget to go to the dollar store and buy art supplies. I have to make art using only what I can buy from the dollar store for less than $5. Think I can do it? Let's find out. We've landed an exclusive interview with Misty. Misty, don't show me your bum. Misty, do you think Elsie can do this art supply challenge? What do you think? Your enthusiasm is noted. Look who I roped into shopping with me. Yes! Hi. Shopping time. Going to the dollar store. Going to the dollar store. There we go. Going to the dollar store. Yeah! Target spotted. Not Target. Dollar Tree spotted. Time to go shopping. We're in the stationery aisle of the Dollar Tree. Let's see what we can find. Ooh. Oh, it's a clicker pen that has 10 different colors. Oh, that's a good idea. Okay. This is good. We're off to a good start. Okay, so we are back from the dollar store. I ended up only being able to afford 4 items instead of 5 because tax brought it up to about like $4.25. I didn't want to go over the $5 mark. So I've got my extra change here, and I'm putting it in my little piggy bank, which is my Disney World fund. Yay! Let's see what I managed to find with my $5. Here's my bag, and let's check out this haul. So first, I needed something to draw the art on. So most of the paper that they had were like lined journals. They did have a sketch pad, but it was only for like dry medium. And since I ended up buying markers, which I'll show you guys later, I couldn't really use that paper. So I ended up just getting a normal sheet of white blank note paper, not very thick, just thin paper, so I'm just going to have to be kind of careful and make sure that I have something underneath it so it doesn't leak onto my desk. But here's what I've got. Not a huge canvas, but I think I'll be able to work with them. I will put this paper to good use, so no waste. No wasting. So I've got my paper, markers I was telling you about. There was a set of 20 and a set of 10 that were exactly the same price, even though one of them was half as many. I ended up going for the one that had more colors so that I could hopefully get some tones to shade with. We're gonna have to see how that goes. So I will swatch these in just a minute on my paper so I can see how they work well and what colors I actually ended up with, because markers notoriously never match their packaging. So I really don't know what colors I actually ended up with. And then I didn't want to draw just straight in marker, so I did get some just plain mechanical pencils, 0.7 medium lead. I'll use these all the time anyway, so it was a good purchase for me. Even though I'll only be using one of them today, I'll put the rest of them to really good use. So, pencils. The first thing that I grabbed was this pen, which I'm not sure you can see super well, but I'm going to bring it in a little closer. This is a pen that has 10 different colors. You know those clicky pens usually have 4 colors? It's usually like black, blue, red, green. This one has 10 different colors on it. So I think this combined with whatever colors the markers turn out to be, I should be able to get some really pretty interesting effects with that. So I've got the paper, I've got the pencils, I've got this really cool 10 color pen, and my markers. So now I'm going to swatch them all on the paper to see what it is that I'm actually working with, and then I'll do some brainstorming to figure out what sort of art I'm going to come up with. Okay, I went ahead and unboxed everything off camera. So here is the 10 color pen. The plastic feels really cheap. Feels like it wouldn't last very long. Like if you tossed it in a bag, it would break, but pretty cool. Hopefully it works pretty well. We're going to see what that looks like. Here's the pencil I'm going to be using. They already came with lead in them, and it does have an eraser. And here are my markers. I grabbed some cardstock to put on my desk just in case this paper leaks, which I really expect it to. So I'm going to go ahead and tear some of the pages out. I don't really want to work on them in the book. They're very thin, so this will be interesting to use marker on. First, let's test the pencil. Here's the pencil. And does it draw? Yes. Does it erase? Yes, but not super well, so I've got to keep that in mind. The erasing is not great. Okay, here's the pen. Let's start with this light blue color. So we'll write out light blue, yellow, which won't show up very well, but we'll write it anyway. Here's red. Ooh, red is nice. It's really hard to switch between them. I'm really struggling to, there we go, get them to switch. So you have to kind of flick it, and then you can go to the next one. It feels like I am pressing so hard to get the color out that I'm going to scratch right through this paper. So, as cool as this pen is, it's not the greatest quality. Brown seems really dry. Seriously, this is so hard to switch. I might be stuck on brown. Oh, I had such high hopes for this. Alas, what a pain. Alright, well, that didn't work. That's what I got. It's stuck on brown, so I will use it on brown, I guess, until I can get it to switch colors, which it doesn't seem to want to. Dang. Alright, well, waste of $1. Alright, on to the markers. We have light purple. Alright, these are pretty nice. They're kind of juicy. They feel like they don't have very much ink in them, so they probably won't last all that long. Purple. Ooh, this one feels like it's about to break. Like the nib is in. See how far out that nib is? It feels like it's going to break. Dark blue. Light blue. Sort of like a turquoisey color. So let's do blue-green. Dark green. Olive green. And a regular green. And light green. Okay, so of this pack of 20 colors, 5 of them are shades of green. Here we've got yellow you can't even see on the white. And here's a darker, richer yellow. We'll call this marigold. Orange. Dark orange. Pink. Like a magenta color. Red. Dark brown. This one is another one that feels really weak, like it's gonna break. Brown. Black. And gray. Alright, so those are the supplies I have to work with. Unfortunately, pen, again, stuck on brown. Let's see what we can come up with.
So I've been feeling kind of a like sea turtle vibe lately, so I decided that I was going to incorporate all of these colors into like a sort of a Polynesian style sea turtle. So I used the pencil to create the sea turtle, like the basic outline of the sea turtle, and the pencil's eraser didn't work that great, but you know, I tried. I was getting a little frustrated with how thin the paper was, and it just really felt like I was going to tear it. But I decided to decorate the turtle's shell with a lot of color and have the body of the actual turtle be brown and then a lot of color on the shell, so I could bring in all of those bright oranges and pinks and purples into the shell. So I'm using the one color that the clicker pen would allow me to use, which is brown, to do some spots on the turtle, and then started coloring in the rest with the markers. Now, these markers are not great quality. You can see they're so streaky, even though I was being so careful. Had I been using my alcohol-based markers that I usually use, those would have been completely smooth and you wouldn't have seen any of those streaks. But, alas, you get what you pay for, right? So this is going in with the darker brown and doing more, adding in more detail. And I realized that I am kind of working below where the camera's actually picking up. Darn it, I thought I had that lined up better. I'm still learning how to work with the equipment and the setup that I have so that I can get different angles. I only use my camera phone for now. Eventually I'll upgrade to some nicer equipment, but for now, you know, low budget YouTube videos, this is all that I can afford, and it's a good place to learn. You know, you gotta start somewhere, and I didn't want to invest a whole lot of money into really expensive camera equipment that I don't even know how to use if everyone decided they actually hated this YouTube channel. So while we're still in the experimental phases, unfortunately, you get to watch me suffer with my low budget camera and my jerry-rigged camera stands. But you know, everybody starts somewhere, right? So my turtle is looking actually pretty good now. It's starting to come together. I absolutely love hibiscus flowers, so it was fun to actually be able to focus on that on the shell. And I especially love the ones that kind of fade in a gradient from one color to the other, so I tried to capture that, even though it was really risky with these markers on such thin paper, because the more layers I put with the marker, the more it bled through and the weaker the paper got. So I had to be really careful and really specific about where I colored, which also didn't help with the streakiness, but it made the project go faster, and it made me have to be very confident in everything that I was doing, which was interesting. So everything looks like it's kind of blurring together right now, but I'm going over it now with the black, and those black lines are really helping to separate the different colors from each other, so you can really see the details pop now, and what looked really muddy before is just like, oh, okay, you can see all the different swirls and shapes and the wave texture and stuff that I was going for in there. So at this point I had bullied the clicker pen into submission by literally taking it apart and forcing the brown section to go back up so that I could access the other colors. I wanted to give the turtle some sort of a background, but I was afraid that the markers would just make it so muddy and that the paper wouldn't be able to handle it. So I went in with the ballpoint clicker pen and added some sort of stylized kind of tattoo vibe water elements rather than just coloring the whole page in with this paper. And here is my final product.
And I'm done. I did it. I made some art out of supplies from the dollar store. Less than $5 worth of supplies. Now, I was able to do it, and I actually think it turned out pretty well, considering. Were these the best supplies? Absolutely not. The paper is almost tissue paper thin. So thin that it started curling up the more that I used it. The markers were probably the highest quality thing that I had, but still, if I had worked in any bigger of a canvas than this brown would have died. Like, they just don't have very much juice. I was really missing my brush nibs. There was no blending to be had at all. Like, they would just bleed right into each other. In some places, even having layered it, like in the middle of the flower, that is so fragile it'll just tear if I touch it, because I layered a couple colors there. So, the pen kept breaking.
Okay, I have to pause this video right now and hit y'all with some hard truth. I am sometimes not the most pigmented crayon in the color box, if you know what I mean. I was just about done editing this video. In fact, it was almost to the point where I was going to upload it, and my sweet, sweet husband, yes, this guy from earlier,
Hi.
He walked up to my desk, picked up that clicker pen,
and clicked the button on the top of the pen.
and it clicked beautifully. So no, the clicker pen was not broken. I am just a fool. All right, back to the video.
But it is possible. You don't have to have the best supplies to be able to make art. You just have to have a little bit of creativity and tenacity. I'm really glad I worked on this small of a canvas. I was going to buy a big pad of paper this big, and these markers would not have lasted that long. And if you're interested in winning this artwork, I will be sending it to one of my subscribers, so just comment below that you are interested, and then follow me on any of my social medias. I'm going to be posting on all of them and then picking a winner from one of them. And the winner, I will stick this in the mail, write you a nice card, and get it sent to you. So if you would like to win my little dollar store turtle, follow me, subscribe, comment below. Until next time and the next challenge, I'm LC, and I'll see you in the next video.